AKA Jan AKA Todd.
And then he looked at me and he's like, sup. Those were the days, man. Me and Todd thought we did a good job, and then we looked back to VODs from 2008 and we're like, oh my god. And that was us. And I had bleached blonde hair.
It's always so funny because, like, in the moment, way back in the beginning, you're like, I'm so good. I'm just awesome.
No, it's not necessarily that you think that, but then you think like, oh, you know, not bad. Something, you know, we can work with this. It's even like when you did your first Eyes on the Community.
Oh, I was so proud of it. I was like, I am Conan O'Brien. Look at how awesome I am.
You just brought the message that like world peace was close. Like,
welcome to the most serious discussion about video games that you will ever see.
I am Ben, Mr. Nickel, and I'm a
And this is not fun at all.
Don't you dare to laugh.
If you smile right now, a puppy will die.
Yeah, that was fun. You guys should actually Google this. When you have a little bit of time after the broadcast, just Google All Eyes on the Community #1.
Yeah, and then watch #2 and look at the transformation.
Not just #2, more like number 20. How many did you make?
I don't remember, a bunch. But the difference between 1 and 2 was already night and day. Because our boss at the time was like, hey, this ain't going to fly.
So, good old days.
Yeah, man. Back NASL Season 3.
Which was basically Season 1 for us.
That's right.
Well, you did some Season 1
Not
and Season 2.
Not really. I was here for a week filling in. You know.
That's the first time we ever saw your face. And Cloud called you...
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves. He's like, have you seen this Keanu Reeves caster? Then he's I was like,
okay,
what?
Man, Keanu Reeves is awesome.
And then I looked at him, I was like, not much. He's like, nah, he's really Zerg biased. I was like,
match made in heaven.
Alright, so we're just waiting for Nestea to be ready, as he needs a few minutes, of course. Pretty intense series for Nestea.
Take a couple minutes break to go create life somewhere else in the universe.
You know, it's a big best of 3, man, regardless. Nestea, I think it's really sad to say, but it's just a reality that not a lot of people expect a whole lot of Nestea right now. This 2030 was not a year where he really blossomed. It was more like a candle going out slowly but steady.
I feel like an Elton John song.
Yeah.
Candle in the wind.
Something like that. But Oz was definitely still having his moments. I would even say that 2013 was the most successful year that Oz ever had. Of course, he had a couple of top 4 finishes back then in the MLG arenas in 2012. When he was representing Fnatic, but then he fell off, and then he really came up again when EG picked him up. But ever since he left EG, what did we hear of Oz? He streamed once in a Blue Moon, I believe, and JYP streams a little bit every now and then.
This is obviously a super important moment for Oz, because what is next for him if he does get knocked out here in the round of 32? Because, you know, as awesome as it is to say, hey, top 32 WCS America, it's not the kind of thing that you know, these big teams, these big sponsors are wanting to sign. You got to do better than that. And if Oz wants to,
especially because he currently doesn't have a team, it's going to be extremely important for him to perform in WCS, because this is almost his only stage, I would say. Because I mean, like, unless he wants to, or he finds some other sponsor, of course, and he gets a new team and he can travel to foreign events again. But you know, if he would lose today, it could very well be that it's going to be silent around Oz for 2-3 months, and it would be really sad. Because I do like Oz, he's a really happy dude. And I also felt that all the, especially Jaedong, seemed to be getting along really well with Oz. Like, they were big buddies when they were here at the events.
Everybody loves Jaedong, though. He's like a king over there.
But Oz is cool, too. Oz is a charmer, man.
I'm pretty sure Jaedong has an army of fangirls that, like, put rose petals at his feet when he walks anywhere in Korea.
Probably. When they spray, like, perfume, strawberry perfume.
Yeah.
It's like, ah, you smell like strawberries.
Jaedong will confirm.
Yes, I smell like strawberry. It's my natural smell. The invites are out. Our first map is going to be played on Frost. I guess you're at least happy, Ben, it's not going to be another PvP?
I am happy that I get to see some Zerg play.
Yeah. And I really wonder what we're going to see of Nestea. I like the opening that he went for in the previous game, the 3 hatch before pool. And I kind of feel like you, and I know that's wrong, because there are plenty of world-class pros players out there that are, you know, completely okay with just playing from that position and they make something happen. But if I go gateway expand and I see these 3 hatches and I cannot do crippling damage early on, then I'm also kind of like, where do I go from this if I give him time? But that's right, you know, he played it out pretty well, and Nestea definitely showed some, maybe fear is the right word? Fear of the power of Protoss.
Well, Nestea had a little bit more power this time around. Just getting our players ready to go. Nestea says he's set, and I think Oz is ready as well. So now we're going to be jumping into game number 1 any second now. As this is it, man. Best of 3 of the day. Maybe. Certainly the last best of 3 of the day.
Of course, we'll be back tomorrow with much more Premier League action and a really awesome group as well. 2 Terrans and 2 Zergs. And of course, we'll start at the same time, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, midnight CT.
It's the best time. It means we get to sleep in and then kind of lollygag into work on a beautiful sunny day.
I don't get to sleep in. I'm going to have to go to the DMV again. And I'm going to hate life, man. I'm actually going to be one of those guys, you know, like normally
so my advice to you yesterday
I did that,
was
man.
go at 8 a.m.
Yes.
And I got a text from you at 10:30. Like, I don't know, it's a pretty long line. I do not believe you were there at 8 a.m., Roddy.
Okay, maybe not 8. I did put my alarm clock at 8:30.
And then you looked at it and you're like, nah, and turned it off.
And then I woke up and was like, I should really go to the DMV.
9:45, like, I guess I should go. 10:30, you roll up. Like, man.
Well, I had to go to the bank first, and then it was frustrating. But anyway, our game is live. Our final best of 3 of the day. It's not going to be a long sleep for me tomorrow, but it will be worth it. I'm happy at least I got to cast some StarCraft, because I was really pissed off this afternoon. Like, standing in a line for freaking first like 1 hour, and then you get the ticket, and then you have to wait another 2 hours and 15 minutes. And then she's like, oh, you don't have this form? I'm sorry, I cannot help you. Why didn't she tell me that before?
There's not a single American listening right now that is surprised by anything you're saying. If you ever want to go to the DMV, you should probably show up tonight at like 9
like a midnight release for the DMV.
Camp out. Maybe you know, grill up some hot dogs.
Damn it, it's unbelievable. The most frustrating is it's kind of like the immigration offices. They have like 28 open counters, but only 3 people working. It's like, no. All right, let's just go ahead and introduce our players, because of course we are still here to talk about StarCraft. As over here on the right top side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. Former EG, currently teamless. He is Oz.
All squared.
Oz too. We saw some cannon shenanigans from him earlier. You know, Ben, when I watch Oz play, I feel like I'm watching SOS at BlizzCon. It's like, if I can cannon you, I will cannon you. If I don't, I'll probably not. I might still do it. Of course, over
that
here.
Is some Rotterdam level analysis. What was that?
And of course, over here on the left bottom side of the map, we have Incredible Miracles, Nestea.
That needs to be a meme. It just needs to be Roddy pose. If I can cannon you, I'll cannon you. And if I can't cannon you, then I guess I'm not going to cannon you.
No, then I'm still going to try. No, but it's just like, okay, hedge first, I will cannon. If you're not going hedge first, I probably won't cannon.
That's fair.
Unless I really feel like it.
And then I'll cannon.
Yes.
Oh well. I don't suspect we're gonna see a cannon.
No, not this time. You already see the assimilator being wiped in. The Nexus was already done. He got the Forge just in case he could.
Tricky Probe's like, hey, I know what you're up to, third drone.
So I'm gonna change my mind. He's like, no, you don't. Maybe you don't.
Like, oh yes, I do. I know exactly what you're up to.
Oh, I'm surprised, Ben. This time cannon before gate. Over here by us. It's gonna slow down his stack a little bit. Because of course you need the gateway to build the cybernetic core. You need this. No, I was freaking out. I was like, is this a full wall off? Why would he do that to himself? Then I didn't see that gaping hole in the middle of the wall.
You know, Kev, as awesome as StarCraft 2 is right now, and I really agree when people say that the games of StarCraft that we're seeing these days are the best that we've ever seen. I completely agree with that. I miss the days of like one base, Elfie, Robo, Phoenix, 4-gate. Like those were the glory days to me. Seeing Elfie win games like that, it doesn't get any better.
Those were the days.
Yeah, those were the days.
Yeah,
that really was the power of Proton. Elfie getting to the semifinals and the finals of tournaments.
Hey, you laugh, but Elfie was like once more doing very good at Aces.
Elfie is the greatest pro gamer that has ever lived. No doubt, no doubt. Anyway, lots of typical early game stuff right now. Droning is that third hatchery for Nestea is finishing up here. We've been seeing Nestea go some roaches into a fairly quick layer into about 10 swarm hosts, and then it's just kind of sit back and bank and bank and bank, and then when he feels like it, make 30 mutas.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna do it this game. I feel this is a different Nestea already, and I think he also knows that like people are starting to prepare for it right now. Like most of the time when you make a muta switch, you don't fly into 9 Phoenixes with range. Stargate going down for us below the 6 or before the 6-minute mark, I should say.
Still gasless after 6 minutes is Nestea. He's really taking his time. There goes the double gas.
Which is perfect, by the way, for Nestea. Nestea actually see that Forge early on. No, if this was the first time they scouted it, I think Nestea rolled the dice a little bit. I wasn't paying attention. I was too mad about the DMV.
Hashtag show up earlier tomorrow.
Hashtag I might send you $10 Ben because 10 in the line.
I'll take your $10, and I'll see you here at the office at 3.
Very useful. Overlord being sacrificed in the main base. Should be able to see the Stargate. Oh, Nestea. Nestea with that spider sense.
He is the first Zerg Bonjour of StarCraft 2 at least.
True dealer Ben. The true god of Zerg.
The first god of Zerg. But Nestea was the
real one.
Yeah.
I can dig that. But I think I think Oz is gonna do this game though. Yeah, he's dropping 2 more gates. So far everything's very standard. Just 3 gates and a Stargate. He's gonna need to do something though,
Nestea.
I feel.
26 lings.
Yeah, but I think that's okay in this phase in the game. Why not?
Yeah.
Like,
I agree, he's got 50 drones. It's the perfect time just to be safe.
As long as he doesn't take too much damage here, he'll be more than fine. He traps that Zealot pretty much immediately. This is a really odd push by Oz, don't you feel so?
Some cute micro from Nestea as well. He's managed to keep his drones pretty much safe. He might lose this queen though, and that's going to be a little bit sad. She is going to go down, and that's going to leave this expansion exposed, forcing the drones to run once more. With ling speed unfinished, Nestea can't really threaten these units that are trying to run back home.
I guess that worked out kind of okay for Oz in the long run.
Yep.
I still feel he might eventually need a little more. This time we do see Zergling speed being researched, but he also delayed his gas for so much that it's still not quick speed. He has a lot of speed links right now. It's going to be hard for Oz, I think, Ben, to secure a 3rd base without having +1 upgrades.
10 more links on the way. He's going to throw some Roach Speedling at Oz, and Oz, has he even finished Warp Gate? Okay, there it goes. And his Warp Gate's finally starting to transform at the 9-minute mark.
But I mean, it's just going to be hard for Oz to go up to 3 bases. Nestea's droning up behind us again, which I really like. He's going to fuse sentries and Zealot being wiped in, but without +1, these sentries, especially if there are 2-3 roaches there as well to provide some additional DPS.
Nestea's in a great position. Oz is not going to be able to take that expansion until he has a pretty sizable army. He's going to have to get at least probably 2 more warp-in cycles before he can do anything about all these Zerglings, and even then it's going to be very positional.
These are the glory days of Protoss taking a 3rd base at the 11-minute mark. Not something we see very often these days.
And, Nestea, of course, out on the map.
We're going to do the 10-minute mark. This is a little risky, man. I actually think Oz is playing with fire over here. These speedlings will not see those units, but they will force a cancel on this Nexus. Now even a Void Ray is in production, and I can guarantee you that this is not a Void Ray.
Oh, Zealot on hold position is gunking up the works, and fortunately for Oz, he catches it at the last second and does not have to lose a sizable chunk of his army. 100 supply to 91 as Nestea continues to power. Whoa! 10-minute, 30-second hive. What are you up to, Nestea?
I like this style from Nestea, Ben. This makes me smile. I feel that we're watching an excellent Zerg play this game. Look at this. He's going to pick up that probe as well. This is so frustrating. You know what might happen soon? That Oz is just going to be like, hey, you know what? To hell with this. I'm going to throw it on 6 more gates. I'm going all in. Because this is not going anywhere. 11 minutes, still no 3rd base. I like the way that Nestea has thrown this game. The only thing that could have been a little better was his creep spread. But other than that, he has played a very solid game here. I love it.
I'm kind of wondering what his plan is. Is he going to go into Ultras with no upgrades? That's
maybe Roach Hydra Viper.
Weird. Yeah, that makes perfect sense too. Roach Hydra Viper is excellent. And this is going to be a Roach Hydra Viper against a very slowed down Protoss player.
Yeah, +1 is ready right now for these Zealots, so these links are not as satisfying as they once upon a time were. Maybe if he's lucky he can kill a sentry, but I don't think it's necessary to sacrifice these sentries or Zerglings. I think Nestea was waiting for Oz to pull those units out of position. 5 Phoenixes on the map right now, 7 Hydras are in production though. The only thing that matters for Nestea right now is that he keeps those Hydras close to each other. As like 6-7 Hydras is enough to fight this, but if they walk in one by one, they're all going to die. Since he has so much money, that wouldn't even hurt him that much.
Yeah. And as we see Nestea dropping that 4th expansion, there are still these Phoenixes just kind of hanging out in his main base, but not able to achieve all that much. They will pick up a couple Hydras, which is annoying.
I love killing Hydras with Phoenixes. It's actually my favorite thing to do. Up to the point, and then suddenly like there are a bunch of Hydras, and it's like, oh shit, I can't fight that anymore. I need Storm, but it's too late.
13 more drones. Vipers on the way, so it is going to be now a Wing Hydra Viper. I'm sure he'll eventually supplement.
Swarm is upgrade.
Okay.
I feel if you do this, Nestea, then you know.
I mean, he's in a perfect position to be aggressive. I thought, but I guess he's going to.
I think so as well. Like this army from Oz is not that strong. If he gets 2 Ducks off, I guess the only thing is Nestea might be or Oz might be afraid of. no, Nestea might be afraid of is that he loses the Vipers before the fight happens, because these Phoenixes can be annoying, but if those Hydras escort those Vipers properly, I really feel a good strong Roach Hydra Viper attack would finish us off over here. At least I die to this all the time.
Just right click your Vipers on the Hydras and walk the Hydras across the map. Very safe.
That's why he's Oz and I'm Roddy. And I'm sitting here.
We are going to go ahead and see that big swell of Roaches though, Kev, so there may in fact be a single large wave of aggression from Nestea before he begins to switch over into those Swarm hosts. There's no Spire this time. First time we haven't seen a Spire from Nestea all day.
Yeah, maybe the Swarm host is just like a safety backup in case he spills miserably and everything dies. This is your moment though, Nestea.
Definitely mixing it up in a big way, and also being very thorough with his scouting as Nestea, checking around, looking for hidden expansions, not seeing any.
We do have 5 High Templars already on the map, so feedback is a possibility. I'm surprised Oz had gas for all that stuff, aren't you? I guess he didn't really make a whole lot of stalkers.
3 bases gives him a pretty good amount of gas.
Yeah, but the third was so late. That's why.
He's also only mining with 2 probes on one of those gases.
Well, here comes that Roach Hydra Viper army. Oz is almost maxed out, but the moment that these Colossus die, man, this army is kind of useless from Oz. It is just not going to do anything against this Roach Hydra Viper army.
It's very difficult though for Nestea to attack up this ramp.
Feedback or abduct? Which side are you on?
I'm pulling for the abduct, of course. Give us a good yoink, and feedback wins the day. A beautiful engagement here for Oz as he slices the Zerg army in half, kills the Vipers, and the Colossi have no trouble at all dispatching the Hydralisk. Nestea's timing looks like it just came too late.
Wow, that Oz made that look so easy.
15 Swarm hosts, the immediate transition here for Nestea, who's going to be forced to defend with just a single Spine Crawler at his third base for now. At least until some of these Swarm hosts can spawn. A few drones may very well go down. And that's a little bit annoying for Nestea, to say the least.
Yeah, Nestea, these units are still trapped as well on the north side of the map, and Colossus smell blood. Hydra blood, to be precise.
Unfortunately, these Hydras are amped up on some NOS, and they're going to be a little bit faster, perhaps, than Oz is used to dealing with. Lings and Hydras going to make their way over to this expansion, but more units are waiting, and this is going to be a very tasty Zerg sandwich. You want fries with that?
Of course, and mayonnaise.
Down goes Hydra. All that being said, Nestea's still sitting on 170 supply. Has switched over into a very difficult to attack army composition, Swarm hosts, and well, it's going to be Swarm host Corruptor.
Look at Nestea's awkward cruise thread, man. Like, have you ever seen a Zerg who doesn't have these bases connected at like the 18-minute mark? So bizarre.
Just never bothered with a tumor in his main or natural.
And Nestea trying to buy some time as well with these speed links running across the map, doing a really good job in picking up these pylons. That is excellent. So you want to do that. As a Protoss, it's so nice to see at least on certain parts of the map, and I always have that option out there to wipe in a bunch of charge lists, to be annoying no matter how the game goes. So Nestea denying these pylons, that is excellent.
Yep. And those Lings may even have an opportunity to jump up into that 4th expansion where there doesn't appear to be any real resistance. A few Stalkers are there. Where's the main army? So we're going to see a lot of... Oh, man, this isn't going to work.
No,
These Locusts are just going to get force fielded for days. This is definitely a dead expansion. Well done here by Oz, getting into a very good position. So suddenly, Nestea, who honestly had everything going for him early, now finds himself in a bit of a tricky spot.
It's so strange that Roach Hydra like still does that hard, because I really felt it was like a pretty okay decision.
He just missed the timing, man. And there was a couple things that didn't make sense, like
maybe that wasn't the perfect position to fight either. Like maybe he should have just run towards the third base. At least there's a much more wide open area here. The force field is not going to hit as hard. So there's a terrifying Colossus army over here. Ooh, taking some damage over.
Locust actually going to choke up some of those Swarm hosts. Take some extra damage. Great force fields from Oz. Keep the Locust away once again.
I love the use of force fields in this phase in the game, like in the 20-minute mark, to actually be nice on access of these Locusts. Something that I should definitely do more often as well. It's always beautiful to see Protoss players executed like that. It's not possible on all maps, but on maps like Habitation Station or Cross, in some regards it is possible. Ooh, High Templars misread it a little bit. One of them is falling. Second one is falling as well.
Not going to get the third. It looks like Nestea's last-ditch attempt at bouncing back in this is going to be to go over into Broodlords. Greater Spires on the way, along with a lot more Corruptors. But there's still a huge ground army that I'm not sure he can deal with right now. The swarm host count is still 16. Wow, that's a ton of swarm hosts. Because we are going to see a big fight here. Just outside the natural expansion of Nestea. Big wave of locusts, but they're going to fall very quickly to the Colossi. The Colossi are going to fall quite quickly to the Corruptors, but look at the Blink Stalker count. It is so high. 2 more Colossi are going to fall. That means there's just 2 left, meaning it's almost exclusively Blink Stalker against these Swarm Hosts, but this is not the best spot for the Swarm Host to be engaging.
Look at these sentries having a mosh pit over here. Yeah! Killing the Swarm Host party of our life.
It's a rave party, man. The Archon's still tripping out.
I was like, wow, that was a shaky throw. Normally this is smoother.
And there we go. GG.